It's now going to be bumped behind to Noah Walsh, number 14. He's going to stop up and try to go out the other side. It's knocked off of his stick blade, though. As it now comes behind to number 7, Nico Stark. Goes off the stick blade of Welch. Up to Colt Davis. Davis headman pass for number 25. That's Blake Parrish. Parrish is going to snap it in. Left pad save from netminder number 1. Thanks for joining us once again on Cine TV. 0-0 the score. 2 minutes of play expired here from the Roy McKnight Hockey Center on the campus of Shady Side Academy for game number 2 between the Niagara North Stars and your 2015 Pittsburgh Penguins Elite Squad. As it's Mason Fritchie that controls on the half wall, forces it down below to number 45. That's Brooks Gaworski. He's going to try and walk out. Gets a shot. It's sitting in the blue paint where it's found by the Niagara defenseman. Throws it up to his center. Now the right winger, that's number 91. Goes off the stick blade of number 19, Bingham Green. Bingham picked up a goal earlier today, 10. He was a noticeable player for the Niagara North Stars. Had some pop, had some jump in his step in game number 1. But it's now on the stick blade of number 43, the right-handed Seneca Valley product, Grant Loya. As he enters the offensive zone, he is stopped up at the top of the circles, but dumps it deep behind the net, where on to retrieve this puck is number 19. That's Bingham Green. Pressuring the puck now is Riker Ferguson along with 74 Easton Borman, like dogs on a bone right now. Joining that fight is 19 Bingham Green. Comes up the half wall to Riker Ferguson, sends it down low again as he pursues this to try and keep this in the offensive zone. It's going to be bumped back to center where the foot race between the back-checking number 8, Connor Wilson, and now it comes to the stick blade of Welch, where he bumps it up the wall to Riker Ferguson. Ferguson going to move it along further. As it's shot off the glove of Welch, where it pokes down high in the slot now. Comes back to the point man, number 8. As they're going to look to go low, Max Dragic's going to send this behind the net. Welch has trouble finding that puck where it comes out to Riker Ferguson. But it's in his skates. Tries the headman. It's Connor Wilson. Stepping to that pass is number 88, Richie. Throws it behind the net where Welch is going to collide with his man. And Ferguson now controls. He leaves it for 77. Welch knocks it off of his stick blade to 93, Riker Ferguson. But it's held in nicely by the point man, number 8. Welch now backhands it over to Fritchie. Fritchie's going to become the one-man breakout. He's going with Connor Wilson's behind him, though. This goes the length of the ice for an icing call. Pens are going to be able to change up the personnel with 10:34 to go in the first period. Where we will see number 4, Mason Fritchie, step in for the draw, but he's going to be waived. As 25, Blake Parrish comes in to do the centerman work. They'll throw it back to Grant Loya. Loya bumps it along to Blake Parrish on the wall. Goes through the skates of Nico Stark. Down low to 18. Comes up to Blake Parrish. Tries to bump it to Mason Fritchie and does. It's going to be a 3-on-2. Grant Loya's going to join the rush. As he's going to drive the net, it's 43. Fritchie tries to send it over to him. Good play there from both of those guys. And Max Dragicic approves as he's smacking his stick on the ice. It was a good look from number 4, just beyond the reach of 43. And it's going to go all the way down the ice for an icing call here with 9:58 to go in the first period. Riker Ferguson tries to go forward with this draw. It's now bumped behind the Niagara net as the defenseman, number 9, tries to skate this back to center. It moves it to number 10. He's coming through center with speed. He was going to try and work it around Stark, and does. He's in all alone on Dragicic. Dragicic flashes out the right pad and makes the save, kicks it out to number 93, Riker Ferguson. Ferguson bumps it along to Davis. It'll lose him, though, As Niagara goes right back into the offensive zone now. Stark confronts his man, number 10. Riker Ferguson will skate this back out of the Penguin zone. Headman pass for 25, the left winger. 25, Blake Paris. Paris sees this knocked off of his stick blade as Niagara just swarms. All 5 skaters collapse on Paris. Now Fritchie. Mason goes to his brother Brady. Has it at the point. It's going at the top of the circle. Swings it back for Mason. Mason tries to move this along. Brooks Gorski finds that rebound. Shot wide of the net. Number 10, headman pass for 91, but Brady Fritchie's going to shut that down in front of the Penguins bench on the back check. Also, penalty call coming up as he was slashed by 13. So I believe 13 is the guilty party with 8:44 to go in the first period. As number 13 is going to go to the penalty box. Actually, it could have been a too many men call. I'm not sure what the exact call is. We're going to have to check with the official score tonight. Ryan Wilson manning the score sheet. But nonetheless, 91's penalties up on the board. Minute 30 power play coming up for the boys in black and gold. Dragicic again slamming a stick, trying to get the boys going. Here is the midpoint of the first period. Riker Ferguson steps in for the draw, flanked by Borman and number 8, Connor Wilson. Backside will be Brady Fritchie and number 77, CJ Nenavisa. Borman leaves it for Nenavisa. Nenavisa, saucer pass over to Brady Fritchie. Has it now and moves down. It's going to be sent into the crease area. Deflects off a couple of sticks, but doesn't get through on the netminder. Thrown back to Nenavisa. As 77's in a foot race with Niagara. 77, they both go down. Brady Fritchie will pick it up. Pens have numbers right now as 77's trapped for Niagara. Brady Fritchie leads the rush. He's coming in 1-on-3. He's going to stop up, look for a trailer. Instead, he's going to part the Red Sea. Brings it all the way in and shot off the left pad into the midsection of number 1 where he finds that and covers it up with 8:08 and 54 to go on the power play. As on for the power play right now. It's a new set of troops. Ferguson. He's still on. Actually, all up front. They're changing the D pairings as well. Just going to try and collapse this man to the wall. Stops him up. As it's sent all the way behind Dragicic, where Welch is going to have to come over and pick up this puck. As he goes behind the net, Danico Stark. Pens have 30 to go on the power play. Stark, headman pass for Borman. One touch pass to Wilson. Pens are in flight right now as you got Ferguson going to the net. Shot just wide of the post. Ferguson's going to come over to that. Walsh just going to pinch down. Tries to move it along further as he battles on the wall. He's got Wilson go to the net now. Wilson snaps it in. Netminder's not sure where it is. Wilson comes in with the pickle stabber. Seeing if that's going to poke loose, and it does not. 18 to go on the power play right now. Pens will change up their forward group. Stick with the same D-men. Stark and Welch stay on. Mason Fritchie, Bingham Green, Brooksy Gaworski on up front. 7:31 to go in the period. As we will get things set here to the left of netminder number 1. This is game 2 of the Friday set. But it's Bingham Green. Walks out off the mask there on a hard shot. Stunned the Niagara goaltender there, who had to be alert for that shot. As we got 6 now on the power play. Mason walks out high in the slot. Mason Fritchie snaps it off the left post. As comes to the half wall. They got a man. They got 2 men coming out of the box. Almost was another too many men call. Stark is going to be collided with. Welch comes over to get to that puck as it's shot off the stick. As they're going to get Stark, I believe, for a hold. As at one point, Niagara did have 6 skaters on the ice. That one of them played made the active hockey play there. But the Pens, nonetheless, are going to go shorthanded. As Stark shaken up on the play as both skaters went down. As Penguins coaching staff is going to attend to Nico in the box here as the PK unit's going to attend to killing off this power play for Niagara. Number 10 steps in across from number 4, Mason Fritchie. It's 1-10 back to the D-man. It rolls off of his stick blade. Pens catch a break as 4 goes D to D. To number 88 or 86. As Grant Loya winds it up behind the net. Number 43 goes to his D partner, 77, CJ Nanavisa. Gets his head up. He's going to bounce it off the wall. But goes beyond the reach of everybody. For an icing call with 6:38 to go in the first period. 1:08 to go on the PK. We will once again wind things up to the right of netminder, number 29, Max Dragasic. By the way, all the moms watching, happy International Hockey Mom Day. It's a Hockey Mom celebration just prior to game number 2 this evening. So thank you for all you do all year long to get the boys ready and prepared. And putting up with hockey dads along the way. As it's now backhanded behind the Niagara net. Smooth skating defenseman for Niagara, number 4. Headman's for another strong player, number 10 for Niagara. That's Krupa. I could be mispronouncing his name, but now Nanavisa will move this along to number 4, Mason Fritchie, right in front of the Penguins bench. Poked right back to the stick blade of number 10. He stick handles, and he feeds 91 right in front of Dragasic. Too hot to handle, though. As the Pens now have 20 to go on the PK. Grant Loya is going to sit center red. He's going to dump it as the Pens are going to go for a change now. Nico Stark will be out of the box in 8 seconds. One more rush here for the Niagara North Stars. Centering pass to number 13 is going to try and bump it around Welch. Welch is going to keep him to the outside and skates with him. Back to 5-on-5 action. As joining it's going to be Cole Davis. It's going to be off of a stick blade, off the skate of 77. Paris takes a stick away. It's now in Paris' skate. 77 comes over. Welch is going to come over to try and keep that winger to the wall. Comes back to the point man where Welch and Fritchie are going to communicate. Fritchie's going to go behind the net. He bumps it off the wall to Blake Paris. Paris tries to bump it along to Fritchie. It's still in the skates of Paris. Where that's going to be picked off by the Niagara player. It's going to be shot. Blocker save. It comes down into the slot. And thrown right off the glove of Dragasic. Welch now confronts his man. As 75, Kowarski sees that roll off of his stick. As the Pens, after this penalty, trying to get out of their own zone. Getting hemmed in where Welch is going to skate this behind. Bumps it up to Paris. Paris is just going to take the heat out of a very hot kitchen right now. As 88 slows his skating down wisely. As he's going to dummy the puck. And he buys the icing call. Smart play from 88. As we will have another icing call. Another face-off. This time in the Pens D zone on the left side of goaltender Dragasic. So the Pens kill off the penalty. 4:34 to go. Game number 2 of 2026 for the Pens Elite as they got the victory in the first game. As 2 Niagara players were trapped as they collided with 14. Welch behind the play, and as it's set up, Brady Fritchie drove the net, took a feed from Easton Borman, just trickled wide of the netminder's pad there. Borman had a strong close to 2025. Just takes a shoulder. And a couple players go down. Here on the near wall, a couple of players battling. One of them hits the deck. It's 93 Riker Ferguson. Whereas Niagara's coming out 2-on-2 right now. But a back checker in Borman. It goes off the equipment of 77 Nanavisa. 2 Penguins collide. 3 Penguins now collide behind the play. Wilson and Loya appear to be a little shaken up. But Easton Borman's going to hop this. Easton Borman, he gets behind the defender. He protects the puck, gets a shot off, rebound, comes to the stick blade of Borman. He now has to be behind the net. It's his office back there as he's going to go high to 43, Grant Loya. Loya, a lot of traffic in front, shoots it off the stick blade of number 4, Mason Fritchie. 3:26 to go. Fritchie sauces it over to Loya. Another good idea there as 4 and 43 are trying to collect. They're connecting a pass that now finds the stick blade of Brooksy Gaworski. Centering pass goes off of a winger for Niagara. Is 91. It's going to be launched all the way back down the ice. Icing call coming up with 3:06 to go in the first period. Thanks for joining us here on Cine TV. As we get set up here for an offensive zone faceoff to be taken by centerman 93 Riker Ferguson. Good to see Nico Stark back on the ice after he went down. Got up, what looked to be a little bit shaken up before he went to the box. As the Penguins Swiss Army knife forward defenseman does it all. Nico Stark back on the ice. As Brooks Gaworski pressures his man. His man falls down, loses an edge. Following on is Riker Ferguson. Throws it back to the point. Stark tries to hop this and does. He's able to keep it in the zone where Bingham Green gets to that puck high in the zone, though. As he goes back to Nico Stark. Stark's going to send it a shot. Trickles in on the netminder. 45 Brooks Gaworski tries to get to that puck. Where it's going to be brought back high in the zone. Welch is going to try and step to this to keep it in the zone and does. Temporarily, Ferguson has it as he goes wide to Nico Stark. As it's going to be poked again high in the zone, but held in by Nico Stark once again. Mason Fritchie gets to this puck now. Has it below the goal line. He's going to walk out. Puts it off the back of the cage. As a pass through center, knocked off a stick play. Nice play by number 7, Nico Stark. Or Bingham Green tries to float it further ahead, but that's picked off by 91. Bingham Green, stick handling in a phone booth right now, moves it to number 4, Mason Fritchie. He'll not lead the attack. He's 1-on-5, though, as the Pens are changing behind the play. 1:54 to go in the first period. Shot total is probably even right now. There's no shot clock here at Shady Side Academy, or shots on the scoreboard, but I'm going to guess it's probably 5-5 right now as Mason Fritchie tries a finesse move. Now a power move trying to get to this puck. As it's shot to his brother's backhand, number 9, Brady Fritchie. Has it at center red. Protects the puck. Comes through everybody. Brady Fritchie right now. Goes around the world. Looking for a trailer. Instead, he's going to drop it low to Colt Davis. As he cycles behind the cage. Centering pass comes out to Blake Barris and covered up by netminder number 1. As the Pens were buzzing like bees around a hive, to use the Mike Langism, with 1:19 to go in the first period. Pens will be back in action on Sunday for a 2-game set against the visiting Cleveland Barons. As we were victorious earlier today in a 4-1 victory over the Niagara North Stars, which was a neat kind of event. Pens were scheduled to play these Niagara North Stars at South Park, but the warmer temperatures moving in and some rain didn't line up. Strong shot from number 9, Brady Fritchie. Is a left pad save, and it's now shot back to center beyond the reach of 25 Blake Paris. He's going to hustle to get to this as 13's going to harass him. Harris goes behind the cage to use it as a shield and winds it back to neutral, where Colt Davis loses an edge now. It's brought back into the Pens D zone, but good back check there from Riker Ferguson. CJ Nenavisa bumps it along to number 9, Brady Fritchie. Takes it off the wall. He delays, shows some patience. Headman pass for Colt Davis, goes under his stick blade. 30 to go in the first period. 0-0 the score. Pens played to a 0-0 tie in the first period of the first game, but trying to change that right now is Davis as he moves it to Easton Borman. Has it at the top of the circle. He protects on his backhand. Off the outside of the cage, Easton Borman's going to try a wrap move. But the net has come off the moorings with 11.4 to go. And it'll be ruled that the Penguins were the guilty party, knocking that net off. So it comes back outside of the zone with 11.4 to go in the period. As Fritchie, flanked by Wilson and Borman. Backside, Laura and Nico Stark. One more rush here for the Pens Elite with 5 to go in the period. As Easton Borman, again, protects on his backhand. 1 second. And that'll be it. From the Roy McKnight Hockey Center on the campus of Shady Side Academy, the end of the first period. The score, Pens lead 0, the Niagara North Stars 0. Second period action coming up next. 15 minutes are back up on the clock. Second period action set to resume here from Shady Side Academy. Stepping in will be number 4, Mason Fritchie, flanked by Borman and Wilson. Sticking with the same personnel as well on the backside, 43, Grant Boy, and number 7, Nico Stark. Officials fighting the endless battle, trying to keep kids out of the circle. He turns back. Kids will sneak right back into the circle again. A tale as old as time. As Grant Loya now winds it back into his own zone. He switches with Nico Stark. Nico runs a little bit of interference to create some space for Loya. Icing is waved off as Mason Fritchie tries to get to that puck. He harasses 86. Both players go down. It's bumped along to Easton Borman. He's got some space. Tries to float it for Wilson. He's got a man coming in back door, too. It was Loya. As Wilson gets the pickle stabber on it, moves it further along, now high in the slot. Picked up by the left winger, number 19, as he brings it back to center red, and he's going to try Loya. Loya takes the puck right off of him. As 2-on-2 develops, and Connor Wilson moves it along for Mason Fritchie. It's now in Wilson's equipment. He finds that late Christmas gift dropping down right in front of the netminder. As number 1 had to be alert there. It's a dangerous turnover for the Niagara North Stars. Right in front of the goaltender. Almost breaks the 0-0 tie, but instead it's 14:29 to go in the second period. Offensive zone faceoff. Ferguson on for the draw. Number 8. Harassed by Bingham Green. They collide. Bingham Green gets right back up as he's digging for that puck along with Riker Ferguson. It's Ferguson that initially wins that puck battle, but 15 knocks it off of his stick blade. Turning around for this puck. It's number 10, back in the offensive zone of Niagara. We'll try Nenevisa. Nenevisa puts a stick into him to hold him up on the half wall. Comes high to number 8. 8 goes D-to-D. 88 snaps in a shot. Hard shot there from the left point. Does not get through. Riker Ferguson bumps it off the wall in front of the Niagara bench. Number 88 breaks up that play as CJ Nenevisa lumbers through neutral. As some body contact here as number 45, Brooks Gorse, is going to go for a body check. Collided with, I believe that was 91. Just outside of center red. So the Pens will go to the box. Second penalty they'll have to kill off today. As the score remains 0-0, Max Dragosic will have to be the strongest penalty killer on the ice. But joining him in the effort, Mason Fritchie, Noah Welch, Nico Stark, and Blake Paris. False draw called. We'll set up and do it again. There'll be one back to the Niagara point man as they go D-to-D. Stopping up on the half wall is Niagara. They go high to the point. D-to-D now to number 9. 77. Throws it now behind the net where Welch now comes high to the point man. Off the shin guards of Mason Fritchie. Throws it off the wall. Held in nicely by the point man, 29. Throws it right to the stick blade of Mason Fritchie. A 2-on-2 is going to develop. Fritchie tries to finesse move around 29. Knocked off of his stick blade. Becomes a 3-on-3. As Niagara on the power play for the next 44. For the Brooks Jaworski penalty, as it's now sent to Noah Welch. Welch is going to throw it out of the zone beyond the reach of number 25, Blake Paris. It's poked further along to Welch. Welch behind the zone. Comes now to Nico Stark. He's going to calmly skate it out. He's going to lead the rush here. As the Pens are going to change a couple of players. He leaves it for Mason Fritchie. Following on, though, is Colt Davis. A 3-on-1 now develops for the Niagara North Stars. Davis, the back checker, as he is able to get to 77. Could be a too many men call as Niagara flirting with that in front of the bench. I do think they were able to get a player off in time. As we're back to 5-on-5 action, Colt Davis brings it down. Looking for a trailer. As Niagara retreats behind their own cage, 86. Big body players here for the Niagara North Stars. Throws it to one of the bigger Penguins, and that's 43 Grant Loya. Thought he had a trailer, miscommunication. As Riddle is going to toss it all the way down the ice. Icing coming up with 11:33 to go in the second period. So we'll get set up to the right of netminder number 1. Guessing on shot totals, but I would put it in the 8-8 category, somewhere in there. Both teams have had power play opportunities. The Pens 0 for 1 on the power play. Niagara 0 for 2. It's now the point man, Nenavisa. Swings it over just out of the reach of Grant Loya, but over to get to this puck. Easton Borman tries a saucer pass and becomes an outlet pass for number 10, Krupa. He's angled to the wall by Loya. But following on is the point man, number 44, goes to Krupa. Good left pad save there from 29, Max Dragicevic. Softly off the wall, 77, CJ Nenavisa. It is Nenavisa that comes over to this puck, bumps it to his defensive partner, 43, Grant Loya. Loya headman pass to 74, Easton Borman. Picking off that pass are the North Stars. And Nichols will come in. He'll snap a shot just over the head of Dragicevic. As Wilson will throw it into space. And back to neutral. 10:40 now to go in the second period. Number 8 throws it up ahead. Had a man offside, so he's able to get onside. As Grant Loya comes over to defend number 16. Following on is Connor Wilson. Loya sends it behind the net to Nenavisa. Nenavisa is going to reverse back out the other side. As he gets some time and space and moves it to Connor Wilson. It's two well-coached teams in the game earlier today. Not a lot of mistakes. As Wilson loses an edge and bangs into the wall. As it now comes high to Easton Borman. Borman's going to send it over to Welch. He has it at the point man. He's going to send in a shot. As it's sent across to Brady Fritchie now. Fritchie knocks it back down the wall to Bingham Green. Good step up there by number 9, Brady Fritchie, to shut things down as he controls it center red and looks for a pathway. But it squirts back into the Pens D zone where Noah Welch is going to have to go back behind his net. And reverses back out the other side to number 93, Riker Ferguson. Has to hustle to get to this puck. Bumps it to Gaworski. Gaworski. Good clean pass there to Bingham Green. Pens are coming out with a 3-on-2. Green's going to stop him. He's got a trailer. It's Riker Ferguson. Ferguson off the equipment. Riker Ferguson. 8-ball corner pocket. Calls his shot. Banks it off the defenseman. He was looking for a trailer. Bingham Green came in with speed, moved it to Wilson. I think the trailer was Gaworski. Riker Ferguson gets the goal. 9:23 to go in the second period. And the Pens get the 1-0 lead. As Party Hard rains down here from the friendly confines on the campus of Shady Side Academy. Welch is going to headman this pass up beyond the reach of a couple players, but he bumps into a guy and he moves it up ahead to Green. Green forces the puck forward where the goal scorer, number 93. Caught some luck here, banking off the Niagara defender on the wrap play. Bingham Green threw it in front, nobody home on the back door. Gaworski bumps it up to Brady Fritchie. He's got it at the point. Slap shot taken. Pad save. Welch is now going to collapse on this puck. He winds it behind the net. Brooks Gaworski follows on to try and get to this puck. Comes out to Mason Fritchie now. Penn's able to get a couple of fresh bodies on the ice, or one, and it's Mason Fritchie. But number 9 is going to try Brady Fritchie. Brady Fritchie says, no way, Jose. As he leads the rush the other way. Brady Fritchie, pretty move. He's got his brother back door. Tries to move it to his brother. But a good stick there from the Niagara defender. Shuts things down. And it'll be sent all the way down the ice. Icing is going to be waved off as it died here on the ice. Headman pass from Nico Stark. Goes to Blake Paris, but just ahead of the play was number 4, Mason Fritchie. Pens had something there, potential 2-on-0. But it's 10-year-old hockey. Fritchie earlier was driving the net. He's made some very smart plays. He tried to hit Grant Loya backdoor a couple times. He's driving the net there on that earlier sequence. So the Pens have some pushback here. But trying to reverse course is number 10 for Niagara. Moves it to his winger, 91. Tries a finesse move around Stark. Gets a shot through. Right pad save there for Dragicic. 7:53 to go in the second period. Pens leading 1-0. Shot through a screen. Dragicic had to be alert to find that puck through a couple of bodies. Thrown back behind the Penguin net. And to retrieve that puck is number 4 as he takes a body check to the wall. And the Pens will go to the power play for the second time today. Niagara has had 2 opportunities, and the Pens are going to get their second opportunity here with 7:34 to go. Turkey's on the table for the Pens elite. As the theme song from Cops rains down here. Bad Boys. Riker Ferguson on for the draw. On the power play with Borman, Wilson, Stark, and Loya. It'll be one back to 74, Borman. Borman to Stark. Stark goes D to D as Loya was calling for that puck. He goes back door to Borman. He's got a lane. Borman just off the blocker. As the Pens moving the puck here in the second period, creating some opportunities. 1:16 to go on the power play as 91 sits down for a body check. Borman on the half wall, moves it to Ferguson. Ferguson tried to go to Stark, but that play's read by 13. As Palmer drops it behind netminder 29, Dragicic. Retrieving the puck is Loy's. Pressured, though, by 13. Strong shift here from him on the PK. Ferguson plays it over to 7, Stark. Stark to Borman. Number 74, the left-hander, is going to dump it in deep as Wilson and Borman go to work trying to get back to this puck. 9 will reverse it back to Borman. He's going to go to the net. It's Mason Fritchie. Instead, he tries the wrap move. That's shut down by the right pad of netminder number 1. Comes high to Stark. Stark's going to snap in a shot. Dives down right in front. Trying to get to that puck is Mason Fritchie. It's loose as Easton Borman creates some confusion. It's now Connor Wilson. Tries to wheel it out. Comes all the way through to the point where Loya picks it up calmly with 18 to go on the power play. Moves it down to the half wall to Mason Fritchie. Fritchie back high to Loya. Loya's going to play catch with Fritchie. That's number 10. Throws it right in front. But it was a little bit behind Connor Wilson. As we're back to 5-on-5 action, Easton Borman gets the motor going, but it's in the skates of Fritchie. Borman hops around a man to try and get to that puck, continuing his strong play from the month of December. Number 74. Stark bumps into a body. Icing's waved off. As he's going to headman this for Brooks Gaworski. He's behind the defense. Bumps it over to Mason Fritchie. Long shift for number 4. As he's hooked down by number 11. As the Pens D have been caught out here for a long time, but one of those is getting back right now on 91 as it's thrown into the pillows of 29, Max Dragusin. He swallows it down so the Pens can get a change behind the play. A change up their D on the back end as the Pens spent most of that power play in the offensive zone. On the power play, 5:29 to go in the second period. We'll do things to the left. As Bingham Green tries to bump it along further. Thrown right back in by Riddle. Where CJ Nenevisa controls behind the net. Protects on his backhand. Throws it up the wall. That's read by 11. He throws it off the stick blade of number 9. Brady Fritchie. Fritchie's going to go with Gaworski here. Stays on side. This number 9. As it's thrown across to number 19. Bingham Green. Following on, Riker Ferguson. And Green battle in the corner. Got 5 bodies now digging for it. Niagara able to use their size to control. As it squirts to number 77, Nenevisa to Brady Fritchie. He delays. Patient player with the puck. Number 9, Brady Fritchie. Moves it to Bingham Green, right in front of the Penguins bench. Again, more bodies collide. As it's off the right pad of netminder 29, Dragosic. As Brady Fritchie. He's going to come in 1-on-2 right now. He delays, protects the puck. Pens are changed behind the play. He's going to try and throw it to one of those trailers. It's his brother, Mason Fritchie. Mason battles in the corner against big number 88. As 44, Pilon tries to come out the other side. Looking for a pathway to move this puck. Instead, number 4, Mason Fritchie gets on that puck again. Colt Davis now works for it. Palmer bumps it below to Mason Fritchie. Helps to continue the Penguin cycle. Fritchie's going to try and bounce off the wall. Fritchie tries to poke it out in front. Comes now to Blake Parrish. He's got a lane. Parrish shoots it. Deflects off a stick wide of the net. Colt Davis. He's now working for this puck. And Blake Parrish sees this go up off the netting. As the Pens working hard on that shift. And appropriately, the song Hustler comes on. A lot of hustle and jam from the boys in black and gold. Mason Fritchie was everywhere there on the forecheck, hemming it in deep. 3:23 to go, late stages of the second period. Both teams 0 for 2 on the power play. 5-on-5 action resumes. Mason Fritchie steps in at center, flanked by Parrish and Davis. Backside, Welch and Loya. As it comes free to Grant Loya. He's going to send it over to Welch. Welch keeps it in the zone. Welch is going to delay. He's going to send it behind the net to Blake Parrish. Parrish bumps it out in front of the net, but he collides with Colt Davis. As it's thrown up ahead to number 10. And Mason Fritchie shuts things down on the wall. Loya now comes over to help. 10 has it at the top of the circle. He delays. Goes back to the point man. That's 29. Shot off of a stick. Welch puts this into the corner. Welch now moves it up to number 25, Blake Parrish. Blake's going to leave this. Where Welch now is going to pick it up in his own zone. He's going to move it to 43, Grant Loya. Headman pass. It goes off of a Niagara stick. And Mason Fritchie looks for a trailer. He's got one in Easton Borman. Borman got a couple of tired bodies here for Niagara. Let's see if the Pens can take advantage. As Borman leaves it for Ferguson. Ferguson tries to move it further along. He's got Wilson in front of the net. Tries to bump to Wilson. It's still in the crease here. Rebound still loose. Pokes now to the circle. Where 91 tries to get to that. He loses an edge momentarily. It's a break for the Penguins again. 1:55 to go in the second period now. Wilson controls on the half wall. Sends to the point man, CJ Nenavisa. Nenavisa plays catch with Wilson. Has it at the top of the circle. Wilson snaps in a shot. Deflects in. Just wide of the net on the rebound is Easton Borman as the netminder lost the handle on that catching opportunity. Wilson shoots us into the crease as Ferguson shoots us in. It came loose but found by the blocker of number 1. Had to be strong there as the Pens pushing back in the second period. Late stages offensive zone face-off to be taken by 93, Riker Ferguson here in the second period. Borman, he's on with Wilson, backside. Fritchie, Nenavisa. It's going to be brought forward. Easton Borman tries a power move there. As Wilson was digging for that rebound, as was Ferguson. Referee official lost sight of the puck. We'll do it all over again. 1:31 now to go. Looking at the Pens bench right now. Looks like they're going with 4 defensemen. 8 forwards. As we send well wishes to, hopefully, Ambrose Papawan, who's feeling better right now. As it's sent over to number 9. Brady Fritchie. Good finesse move from Wilson. It comes to Riker Ferguson. He gets a shot away. Left pass. Easton Borman planted in front of the net. As a body check, and then he takes a slash to the back of the legs from netminder number 1. As Borman was looking to cash in on a rebound opportunity. As we're now to 1 minute to play in the second period. Pens with a 1-0 lead from the Roy McKnight Hockey Center on the campus of Shady Side Academy. Many of these players practiced here previously, so coming back to some familiar confines, but one of those players, Riker Ferguson's the puck carrier. Headman pass for number 8, Connor Wilson. He controls. He snaps it in. Goes off his stick, 38 to play in the period. As it's going to be sent all the way down the ice. Where Borman and Welch go back for this. And they're able to dummy that for an icing call to buy that. To set up an offensive zone faceoff. Officials have been buying that call, so both teams have been slowly skating back, maybe taking a little bit off to get offensive zone face-off opportunities. And here's one for the Pens. 28.4 to go in the period. Mason Fritchie on, flanked by Gaworski and Bingham Green. It comes to the stick plate of Bingham Green. Green goes high to Grant Loya. Loya plays catch with Green. Green's going to come in, slaps it off the pants of Ritchie, number 88, the big-body defenseman for the Niagara North Stars. As Niagara is going to try and exit the zone, as it's going to be thrown behind everybody. Welch is going to go back for that puck as 77 is going to collapse on him as Welch crashes into the boards. Loya works for this puck now. 3 to go in the period. And that's going to be where things end after period number 2. It's a 1-0 lead for your Pittsburgh Penguins Elite. Thanks for joining us for Cine TV. But be sure to mark your calendars as the Penguins have 2 games coming up on Sunday morning, 11:40, I believe, against the Barons to close out the series against the boys in red. And then they play game number 2. I could be wrong, somewhere in the 2:30 area. But that'll be Sunday at UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex on the FedEx rink, where the boys were victorious earlier. As Pens had practice before the game earlier today, the Niagara team able to have a meet and greet with Gino. Gino Machino scored last night for the Pittsburgh Penguins. He came out to have a conversation with the Niagara squad before the game earlier. As period 3 action set to resume. As the Pens find themselves in another tight one. Up 1-0 in the third period. Mason Fritchie, strong game for number 4. Scored on a beautiful backhand goal earlier today. He steps in at center. As Bingham Green finds his puck. He's 1-on-3. He's going to dump it in deep. He's going to go to work. Number 19, Bingham Green, is able to get behind 88. 88 bumps into the wall. As Fritchie plays it back to Grant Loya. Unable to corral that puck is 43. He's going to use his skating, and he's being harassed by 13. Jumping up to that play is 88. As Mason Fritchie skates back. He tries to go to Welch. Welch is going to enter the offensive zone. He's going to bump it in deep. Where Gaworski is able to get to this puck with 14:33 to go in the third period. Gaworski still digging for this puck. He's going to walk out the other side. Tries to throw it. Goes all the way through. Where Grant Loya has to go back to retrieve this puck now. Pence trying to go low to high. Just a miscommunication there as Loya leaves it for Welch. Welch tried to move to the winger, but the Pens are changing behind the play. A couple of their wingers. As Fritchie takes his man out on the wall, but it squirts out and saved by Grant Loya. Now on the half wall, it's 13. Walks off. He moves it to his defender. 29 makes a man miss. The steady hand of Riker Ferguson. He takes a hook to the hands. Still able to work it back out to center. As Paris collides with the man. Following on is CJ Nanavisa. Cooler than the other side of the pillow. Moves it to number 9, Brady Fritchie. Fritchie delays behind the net. Reverses to himself. Still puts it off the back of the cage. Blake Parrish mans the point. Fritchie comes out high in the slot. Still controlled as he's harassed by a stick right now. 13:70 to go in the third period. Fritchie hits the deck. We're 93. Riker Ferguson on the half wall. Leaves it for Blake Parrish. Parrish tries to go back to Ferguson. But covering back, the steady hand of 9, Brady Fritchie. Battle right in front of the Penguins bench. As CJ Nenavisa moves it over to Colt Davis into space. Davis chips it behind one man, and he goes to work now. Brings it to the center of the ice where Grant Loy gets this puck. Sends it over to Mason Fritchie, manning the backside. Goes cross ice pass to Colt Davis. Now he's behind a man. He's got a step. He's got a man going to the net. It's Blake Parrish. Leaves a drop pass, but it's picked off by number 10 for Niagara. Where 91 is going to try Loya. Good stick there from Grant Loya. As the Pens D pairing's getting shuffled up a little bit here in the third period. As Niagara is trying to jump this. But jumping to that puck first is number 74, Easton Borman. His pocket picked. Tries to reverse course as it's going to come up the wall. Welch pinches on his man. Well, Welch is going to have to try to get to this puck. As following along is Jones. Thrown behind the cage to number 43, Grant Loya. Loya fans on the clearing attempt. As 10, Krupa throws it across. It's going to be gloved down by Dragosic. It's still in the crease. Grant Loya snaps that out of danger. 88's going to send us all the way through. Where Easton Borman now picks it up. He's got a head of steam, does Easton Borman. He's harassed on the backside by Ritchie. Easton Borman still has it. It's thrown off the skates of Ferguson now. 11:26 to go in the third. High in the zone, it's 44. Pilon moves it to forward, 17. Snapped off the right pad. Had a man go to the net strong. It was 13. Strong play from 29, Dragosic. Brady Fritchie now. Pens have a 3-on-2. Fritchie's going to go with Borman and Wilson. He goes wide to Borman. Borman goes right back to Fritchie. Fritchie on the backhand. Shot wide of the net. Fritchie now controls. Reverses it back to Easton Borman. Comes out the other side to Brady Fritchie. Still skating with it. It's like a magnet on his stick right now. As 17 tries to take some pressure out of the zone, and they're going to change. CJ Nenavisa is going to lead the rush now. Leaves a drop pass for Borman. Controls behind the cage. 10:24 to go. As he goes high to CJ Nenavisa. Goes from backhand to forehand, plays it down to Mason Fritchie. They play catch. It comes off the wall to Nenavisa. Nenavisa is going to shoot this in. It deflects in on the netminder. Rebound jumps out. And fouled by number 1. As Wilson is pushed away from the netminder, number 1. 10:09 to play in the third period. 1-0 the score. On is Fritchie. Up front with Gaworski. Bingham Green, backside, Loya and Welch. As the Niagara centerman waved out. Looks like Fritchie's going to go to the wall. Plays it back to Grant Loya as he's walking down. He reverses with Bingham Green. Green plays catch with Loya. As Gaworski wins that puck battle. He sends it out to Bingham Green. That shot wide in the net. Rebound attempt. Backhanded wide in the net. 2 opportunities for 19. I think penalty coming up on the Pens lead, I believe. Nope. Yes. As Bingham Green's going to go to the box for a hold. So the Pens have some adversity here at the midpoint of the third period. Will need to kill off their third penalty of the game. As we have 9:40 to go in the period, Penn's clinging to a 1-0 lead. A lot of offensive opportunities, but the score remains 1-0 as Rowan has it at the point. Gets a good stick on Mason Fritchie. Good play there by the defender as Welch comes over as he puts it off the wall. Comes now high. Shot wide of the net by 86. Grant gets to this puck. Grant Loya, number 43, but Krupa controls high in the zone. Has it at the top of the circle. Now at the top of the zone. Goes down to the half wall, 86. He's going to walk out. He's got some real estate. Shot wide of the net. Welch is going to come over to confront 91. Now comes back to the point man, number 4. 4 shoots this to 86. 86 plays catch. Penn's catch a break here as Mason Fritchie is going to try to jump number 4 to kill some more time off of this penalty call. Loya stops up 10, unable to get his own entry, or the Niagara North Stars. This 86 now crosses center red. He gains the zone with ease and moves it to Jones. Jones looks behind him as Loya puts him to the wall. Number 10 has it at the top of the circle again. He's going into some traffic. Is he able to get a shot away? As 16 tries to come out the other side, but he's now being harassed by Loya. As it's poked out in front. Good shot block from Loya as Loya's down and out. Now, great pad save there as Mac Dragosic flashes the left pad. Shot again by in on Dragosic where he kicks it out on the right side. 8 to go in the power play now for Niagara. Now that shot eaten by Mason Fritchie. 3 to go on the penalty to Bingham Green. He'll be out of the box in 2. 1. Back to 5-on-5 action. But Niagara still in the offensive zone as 4 has it. As it goes to the stick play to Colt Davis. 3-on-2 can develop here, but Penn's up some tired bodies. As Colt Davis looking for that puck. Penn's able to get some changes behind the play. Colt Davis gets to this puck. As it's moved wide to Blake Parrish, number 25. He lumbers down the side at the top of the circle. Takes a shot. Right pad save there for number 1. 7:47 to go in the third period. Blake Parrish centers it. Unable to get a good one on that, though, is number 11, Colt Davis. Now possesses it. He goes high to Brady Fritchie. Halfway point of the third period now exactly. 7:30 to play. Penn's clinging to a 1-0 lead. As we're going to have a cross-check call. As 88 is going to go to the box for the cross-check for the minute 30. Turkey back on the table as the team's trading power plays. Penn's 0 for 2 so far. Third time's a charm potentially here as power play unit. Riker Ferguson, Blake Parrish, Colt Davis, Brady Fritchie, and C.J. Nenavisa. This is in the skates of Davis. Knocked off a his stick play. 2-on-2 develops for the Niagara North Stars as they're coming short-handed. Nenavisa is going to protect to the outside. 13's looking for a trailer. Instead, he meets Riker Ferguson on the wall. As the puck's pinned to the wall to kill off some time from this Penguin power play with 7 minutes to go. It's going to squirt out the other side. Riker Ferguson finds this puck and curls around a man as the Pens are going to come out 4-on-3 right now. Joining the rush will be number 9, Brady Fritchie. He's at the face-off dot. Centering pass goes off of a shin guard. Davis and Nenavisa are back for the Pens elite. 17's going to dump it deep. They're going to get a couple of bodies off the PK. As picking this up with 45 to go on the power play. The penalty to number 86, the cross-checking call. As Brady Fritchie gives it to Riker Ferguson. Goes to Davis. Davis gets a pass all the way through to Borman. Borman tries a give and go. It does not connect. As Niagara comes out the other side. 26 now to go on the power play. It's thrown over the head of Brady Fritchie. As he's got some time to exit the zone. Brady Fritchie. He's going to skate it back to center red. He's going to take it in himself. Brady Fritchie sees this puck get knocked off of his stick blade. 7 to go on the power play. Goes low to Loya. Loya bumps it along to Borman. Now has it behind the net. We're going to be back to 5-on-5 action. Pens need to be aware. As the whistle blows. Covering up. Or it's on the side of the cage here in the third period. 5:52. 5-on-5 action. Pens unable to cash in on the power play. As Mason Fritchie steps in for the faceoff. He's on with Borman and Connor Wilson. Backside, Grant Loy and number 14, Noah Welch. Fritchie's going to be waved out. Wilson's going to hop in for the draw. A familiar spot for him. As it's 1 to Mason Fritchie. Down to the half wall. Pushed further along by number 4, Mason. But coming back to center as 91. Is able to get around Welch and get a shot off. And Dragosic, strong game here from number 29. Defensive zone face-off to the left of that netminder, 29 Max Dragosic. Fritchie on for the draw. False draw called. So the music keeps playing. Clock stops, 5:30 to go in the third period. Wilson now on for the draw. Just one down to the wall. Back to the point man. But Connor Wilson's going to get to this puck. Wilson snaps in a shot off the head of the netminder, off the cage, and into the netting behind the goalie. Mason Fritchie. On for the draw again. Offensive zone variety this time. Where Niagara retreats behind their own cage, trying to protect the puck as they curl behind netminder number 1. Once again, they come out the other side, but still harassing is Connor Wilson. And then it's Mason Fritchie. Running out of real estate is Niagara. But they're able to get some of the pressure out by going to number 4. 4's going to land it right behind the net. Where it's bumped off the stick of Welch and put ahead to 16 Jones. He leaves it for a trailer 10. Strong skating Krupa. As Grant Loya puts it behind the cage. Welch. Sees Welch is going to play this up to Wilson. Wilson bumps it to Borman now. Borman slows up. He's got a man back door. It's Connor Wilson. Fanned on the shot attempt, though. As the Pens had something going there. Good opportunity, good look there from number 74. And number 8, Welch, plays this back to Grant Loya. Loya over to Bingham Green. Gorski has his skates pulled out from underneath him as a couple guys were battling deep in the Niagara zone. 3:36 to go in the third period. Brady Fritchie has it. He's going to poke it forward off the toe of netminder number 1. High in the zone, it's Bingham Green controls. He tries a curl move. But following on is number 9, Brady Fritchie. He's going to shoot it. Goes off the pants of number 4. King back to number 13. On the ice now is number 4, Mason Fritchie. 13, Palmer. Throws behind Dragosic, 3:09 to play. Then Avisa to Brady Fritchie. Fritchie up ahead to number 13. Thrown in deep once again. That's Niagara playing an honest game right here, trying to go to work to get the evener. As then Avisa harassed behind the net. He creates some real estate. Calmly puts it out to Gaworski. Rolls off of his stick play, though. 2:42 to go now. Palmer jumps to this puck. But he runs into number 9, Brady Fritchie. Pilon battling for it. It's in the skates of Fritchie. Fritchie wins that battle. As on the half wall, moves it up to the top of the zone to Gaworski. Gaworski's going to go for a change. Green's going to bring in 2-on-1 develops. Green has that knocked off of his stick at the last second. As it's thrown back to center with 2:21 to play in the third period. Loy's going to come over to confront. Still in the neutral zone as it's thrown deep. Well, Welch has to go back to this puck, but he's got a man breathing down on him. Moves it out the other side calmly to Loya. Rolls off of the stick blade to number 43. Loya digging for that puck as it pokes out behind the cage where Grant Loya goes for it. Loya's going to skate this out of the Z zone. He's going to lead the rush here as the Pens are coming in 4-on-2 now. Grant Loya tries a curl move. Grant Loya still has it on the stick. Had Blake Paris going to the net. Unable to find the handle, though, with 1:45 to go in the third period. As 88 tries to lumber it into the offensive zone. He's bumped into by Riker Ferguson. Stumping to him as well. She's going to bump it behind the net to Grant Loya. Loya to Davis now. 1:29 to go. 90 seconds to play. See if Niagara pulls their netminder here, but it's a 3-on-2 that develops for the Niagara North Stars. Number 16, Jones, shoots it off the crossbar. That's Mason Fritchie, lumbers ahead. He's got Davis going with him. Pens changing their D behind the play. We have 1 minute to play in the third period. 1-1, 1-0 the score. 1-0 lead for the Pens Elite. 55 now to play. 10. Headman pass for 16. Jones, he's behind the defense. That's canceled out quickly by Fritchie. Stick saved out of danger by Max Dragosic. Brady puts it up off the wall to Connor Wilson. Wilson, he's hemmed in on the half wall. Digging for it. He's looking for a pathway to move this puck. As he's bumped into now with 35 to go. Net empty. 6-on-5 opportunity for Niagara. As CJ Nanavisa has it behind the net. Nanavisa puts it up off the wall to Borman. Borman bumps it to Wilson. Kept in the zone, though. Nanavisa is going to go for that empty cage, but it's knocked down by 16 Jones. As the Niagara North Stars going to have one more rush here with 14 to play in the third period. Nanavisa stops the zone entry. As Connor Wilson battles for this puck. 7 to go in the period. They're going to try. 10's going to try and work around Nanavisa. Shot into the equipment of Dragosic and swallowed up with 1.3 to go. As it's going to be a 6-on-4 opportunity. Correction, it's going to be a 6-on-3. $1.3 to go. A 6-on-4 coming up. Mason Fritchie on for the draw. And that's going to be it. As the Pens walk away with 2 W's. As the Pens are victorious. As the final score here, Max Dragosic with the shutout from the Roy McKnight Hockey Center as the Pittsburgh Penguins Elite take down the Niagara North Stars in a 2-game set. Thanks for joining us here on Cine TV. We'll be back in action on Sunday to take on the Cleveland Barons from our home barn. And a thank you to the Niagara North Stars for joining us here for this doubleheader. But the Pens walk away with 2 victories on Friday hockey action. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night and enjoy Hockey Mom Night. And thank you to all of the hockey moms watching on Cine TV.